I don't remember even knowing what a Ouija board is until that lady told me. I was like 16 and she was 33. 33. Like, you should be ashamed of yourself for showing me something like that. Why would you do that? That's so stupid. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for joining. Don't forget to click the subscribe button. If you've been here already, thank you so much for coming back. I would hug you, but I smell like egg. Deviled eggs. Anyway, today I'm not super hungry. My table's wobbly for some reason, so let me just... Okay. I'm not super hungry today, but I had some eggs left over from the seafood boil that I did, so I made some deviled eggs. Deviled eggs are so delicious. I just got off work not too long ago, made these really quick, and I got my water, my ice, and oh, you know what I forgot? A napkin. Just because I really don't care to eat with lipstick on, that's why I never have it on usually, because I try to wipe it off because I feel like I'm eating it, if that makes sense. Yeah, today I'm gonna have a bit of a story time. I thought about it on the way home today from work, and it's gonna be about my experience with the Ouija board. I do not recommend anybody doing that. It is not a good idea. It is not very smart. It was very dumb. I should have never done that. Here is my deviled egg. I love deviled eggs. I feel horrible because I don't have a napkin. I guess I could wipe it on my shirt. I'm not gonna do that. So, my experience with the Ouija board. I started playing the Ouija board when I was 16. When I was 16, I got a job. Where did I work, you say? My first, well, I had a job before, but it was at a restaurant this lady owned that was friends with my mom, but that doesn't really count, right? So my actual like legit job where they were taking taxes out of my check was, I was 16 and I was working at the zoo. So I was working at the zoo and there was a lady there. I mean, there was a bunch of teenagers, like, because it's the zoo, right? So it was the summertime, and I had befriended, I guess, a manager. She was older, way older, and she started talking about the Ouija board, and it was a game that everybody was doing. It was really fun, blah, 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 and then how we should play it at the zoo. Mind you, I don't know how many of y'all really know anything about the zoo where I live. It's they say there's a lot of spirits that are there. I don't really believe in spirits. It's either they're demons, but they said there's a lot of spirits there. You smell things, you see things, things move. And I was talking to my sister about it today, and she's like, "You don't remember?" And then I talked to someone else, a friend that was there, and she had confirmed it. And I started remembering more. A lot of weird things would happen at the zoo. But, so I worked at a part of the zoo that was like an ice cream shop. So at the ice cream shop, she said, "We're going to go get it from this guy." I remember I even left work with her. We went to go get this board at someone's house. They were letting us borrow it. I think I even put it in my backpack. Mind you, I was 16. I put it in my backpack, threw it under my bed. The next day, we were supposed to go to work. We did. And when everything was closed, she was like, "Hey, whenever we close, I'll come and then we'll play it." So I'd never played it before, and I really had no knowledge of the Ouija board, even though I had seen The Exorcist, which was hella crazy and scary and so not okay to play with. But I really didn't realize that that was a Ouija board that the girl was playing with in the beginning. So I was just like, okay, like whatever, right? She comes, we were closing, and the people that were working with me, I was like, yeah, y'all go ahead and go. I'm waiting for her to come. She's coming. Oh, I put too much. So she goes to where I was at, and it was getting dark. And because the zoo, like when the time changes and the sun stays out longer, you close later. And so by the time we closed, you had to sweep and mop and put everything up. It started getting dark. And she had drove one of those carts to my little shop thing that I had to work. So she was like, she comes in and she's like, do you have it? So I'm like, yeah. So I pull it out and we put the Ouija board on the table and we opened the board, so to speak. And when we opened it, it was like, I was just kind of like, what? And so like, you know, if you know how to play the game, you know how to play it. If you don't even try. So we played the game and it went really slow. And I remember she just kept pushing, like, ask it a question. I didn't want to. It started to feel wrong. So then I remember we're playing it, and I remember I asked it, like, why are you so slow? Because it was going really slow. And then it spelled out dead. So I was like, dang. I was 16 and I was irritated because I was like, it had to have been her. Like, she was just trying to be, like, sarcastic. So then I was like, hey, stop playing around. She's like, that's not me. Like, it's the board. So then I think I just took it out of I just, like, put it up. Like, I didn't want to play it anymore. And she's like, oh my God, you know, you didn't do it right. You're supposed to close it. Blah, blah, blah. So then we close the board and we go home. And then all of a sudden I get obsessed with it. Like, I'm super obsessed with it. Like, I start calling psychic people. Like, I'm 41. So when I was younger, you went through the phone book. There was a phone book. Or you called 411. Remember, y'all remember 411 where you called to get information? And I also remember I had a friend and she would drive. We would, like, be cruising, or let's say you pass by a building and it had, like, palm readers. I would write down their phone number. So one day after school, I started calling these numbers, and the ladies would answer and they would say, blah, 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 you know, how can we help you? And I would tell them, like, hey, I want to know if you guys can help me get more information on a Ouija board. And they would hang up on me. They would legit hang up on me. And was that enough to scare me? No, because I just called another one and another one. And then I had maybe like a couple they straight up told me, like, hey, that's nothing to play with. You shouldn't play with that. Like, you need to stop, you know? But the only thing that I was obsessed with was, how do I make it go faster? Because I was annoyed from the first time when I played with it and it was so slow. There was a guy that told me that if I wanted a faster one, it had to be an older Ouija board. So you would have to go to, like, an antique store or something like that. So I remember thinking, where's an antique store? Like, what is that? Because I didn't know. So time had went by and I got to where, like, I was at school. I was making it at school. I would get toothpicks to make the triangle. My room, my TV would turn on and off by itself. I would do it in my room by myself. It got crazy. The restroom, the way our house was, like, where my room was, like, if the door was here, like, here's my door, and then there's a hallway, and then here's the restroom. Like, it was right across from my room. And the toilet would flush like crazy. Things would fly off the refrigerator. And it's not funny. It's just, like, now as an adult, I'm like, oh, I did that, you know? What did I end up doing with that Ouija board? No. She asked for it back. And I was like, okay, cool. I remember even being at work And mind you, it had been weeks later, and everybody, like, we were all teenagers, we were just so irresponsible, and all of us were like they called it the Coke trailer. So they had stacks of Cokes everywhere. I mean, just like the size of your body to your chest to your waist. And so, like, on one of the stacks, they set the Ouija board. And I remember passing by and everybody was in the Coke trailer. And I was like, what are y'all doing? And they were like, we were about to play the Ouija board. Do you want to play? So my dumb butt goes, okay. You know, okay. And I honestly don't even remember what the questions were, what we were talking about. I just remember being completely, like, zoned out. Look, I'm all shaking. I've never really shared this story with anybody. At the time, I don't know who remembers Bone Thug and Harmony. They had that song. Well, I don't want to tell you the song because I don't want you to look it up. But if you know them, you know the song I'm talking about. And I would play it over and over and over, and it was about the game. And until one time my mom found it. Ooh, it's stupid to play with something that you have no clue or knowledge of what you're doing and the doors that you open. So don't worry, guys, I don't play that anymore. I have rededicated my life to Christ, and I got prayed for years later because nobody really had any kind of discernment over it. And there's so much more to this story. I just don't want to bore you guys, but if you're interested in some more of that, just let me know, because I do have more stories. But it's crazy. Like, don't play with things that you have no, like, when I see those movies that come out now, and it was like a year ago, 2 years ago, that one movie that had the kids and they were playing with the Ouija board and all this weird stuff started happening. It's real. Like, it doesn't take batteries. Like, what does that tell you when you play a game and it's a board and it has this stupid little triangle like thing and it moves? It'll move without you even touching it if it's strong enough. And what does that show you? That it's not a good thing. It's not, you're messing with something that is like past you, like way past you. You open up doors, it follows you, it can possess you, it could do all kinds of crazy stuff to you. Like, if you do stuff like that, you just have to repent and ask God to help you and just renounce Satan, because what comes towards you, what comes to you, your dreams that you have, it's crazy. The things that'll happen is just crazy. I thank God every day. Because he delivered me. It was a crazy time. I'm sorry. I didn't think I was going to do that. Everyone's beliefs are different. But regardless of what you believe in, best believe there's a heaven and a hell. And with that comes principalities, and stuff will attack you. And it just doesn't affect you. It affects your future generation, your kids, and things that happen. And it was crazy. I remember being so stupid that I wanted to go to the water gardens. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of the water gardens, where I live in the DFW area. And at that time, the water gardens, when I was younger, when it was nighttime, it was nighttime. It was black. Like, you couldn't see nothing. You had to have a flashlight. And even then it was scary because there was like a lot of homeless men and a lot of homeless people that would hang out there. And there was a friend, I don't remember her name. And I remember, I remember her wanting to, because they like the water gardens, if you know where the water gardens are, they look like it's a water garden, but like around the edges were like these pyramids, and they would go up, but it was like these huge steep steps, and on the very top it was really flat. So like during the day, tourists, you know, you go and you get to stand, you can stand up there, you can crawl up there, whatever you want to, whatever you got to do to get up there. And she and I wanted to make a pentagram. This is so stupid. She wanted to make a pentagram, get candles, go up there and do the Ouija board. And I don't know why we never did it. I thank God we didn't do it. Obviously he was looking out for me, but I wasn't even afraid. I was like, yeah, we need to do that. Like, what? It's like the more I talk, like the more like another memory comes, you know. And it's just so dumb. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Like, it's not worth it. I better close this because I don't know where I'm going with this video. Like, I just literally was thinking like on the way home about all the dumb stuff I used to do, and that was just the first thing that came to my mind. I don't know. You guys tell me, like, have you guys ever played with anything like that? Did you remember growing up and they were like, hey, you shouldn't do that? I don't remember hearing anything when I was younger about a Ouija board. I don't remember even knowing what a Ouija board is until that lady told me. I was like 16 and she was 33. 33. Like, you should be ashamed of yourself for showing me something like that. Why would you do that? It's so stupid. Anyway, I don't really know how to close it from here because it's kind of like, what? You know? So it's just crazy. But I love you guys. I thank you for stopping by. I'm going to finish these eggs. It's just, I mean, they're just good. I feel like this one, like, I just put way too much. Like, see how I picked it up and it's all like funky, like, okay guys, I will see you at the next video, and I hope to see you tomorrow, and let's just see what we talk about. But I am interested in see like what you guys think. Okay, so just comment down below and let me know. Okay, I'm gonna finish eating, and I hope you guys have a good one. I don't know why I did that laugh.